knew a lot of older gay people, but I'd never really like sat down with them and picked their brain. And I thought, you know what? I have a recorder, and I'm going to call people up and just see if they'll talk to me.
Literally my same impulse too.
Yeah. And I did. They did.
And they always say yes.
But he was going to send her off to one of those recovery camps. And she climbed out the window and had been performing at a bar with queens from Evansville. And they loaded Tracy up in the car and drove her to Evansville, Indiana, and hid her until she turned 18 when her dad couldn't come get her. Pearl Money, great name.
Pearl Money?
Pearl Money. With
oh my
drag.
God, that's a fantastic drag name.
The ladies of the evening that worked the streets in the 60s,
okay,
they made a formal complaint to the police about cross-dressers stealing their business.
Oh my God!
Literally.
On this very street?
On this very street.
That's fabulous.
The history of your cities in your old newspapers.
You post a lot of fascinating Evansville newspapers.
So the editorial recommended for anyone who lived like Oscar Wilde should just go ahead and commit suicide. But this was at the same time that the city administration contained a brothel district, which the city basically supported for 100 years. Drag had been in private places. And so the manager said, okay, well, we'll take a chance. So Fifth Third Bank is, there was a hotel there.
My mom worked there.
Called the Vendome.
Oh my God.
And in the back of the Vendome was a bar. When you get into World War II, Evansville was like this big military transport.
Lots of queers passing through town.
Oh my God.
And they probably thought, I can get away with something here. I'll never be back in this town again.
It was an unofficial gay bar called the Pal's Steakhouse.
I really want to talk about Pal's with you.
There were a series of murders in Evansville that I think defined how Evansville looked at queer people.
We're about to talk about Rudy.
Nobody really knows where else he went that night, but he stopped at a place called the Old Kentucky Barbecue. He was really drunk, and the bartender wouldn't serve him. So he got into an argument. There were 4 GIs on leave from Fort Campbell at a table, and they'd started fighting with him, yelling at him. 2 of them got him in the front seat in between the 2 of them, and they got in, and they all took off. Darlene took the stand and testified that no, Laura was a lesbian. The thought of sex with a man was repulsive.
Used her queerness as a defense.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes. There was a black ballet dancer. He became the face of AIDS. That room was full. These were friends of my parents that were there that had no idea what AIDS even was.
When I started researching the Mattachine Society, and they had the list and the finding aid of all the major cities, Evansville had 1 folder with 3 sheets of paper. And
Well, yeah, he's one of my interviews.
Oh my God, I didn't even know he was still alive.
He's 80.
When did she open someplace else?
1990. Halloween. I was there. Tracy was watching the Jerry Springer Show. And there was this advertisement, are you transsexual and your boyfriend doesn't know? Call 888 blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I got a question for the blonde transvestite yet?
Tracy said, bitch, I've got a way we're going to get together and get a vacation. I said, I'm transsexual and my boyfriend doesn't know, so Jeff had to dress straight. I mean, everybody who knew Tracy had their VCRs set to record the Jerry Springer Show. And I just, I thought, well, I've spent my life here, so I might as well do something that means something for having not left. And so this book is that.
What a fantastic gift back to the city.
She said, oh my gosh, it'll be the first history book that people will get in a brown paper wrapper. It was really funny.
That's such a good line.
She was hilarious. She was just hilarious.